What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be going over LinkedIn ads retargeting, and I'm going to be showing you how to put the insight tag on your website so that you can actually create retargeting audiences, and then how to target retargeting audiences within your campaigns. So let's get started. We're in our LinkedIn campaign manager. The very first thing you need to do is put the insight tag on your website. So when you come to your campaign manager and you click on Analyze, you'll see a drop-down menu here. What you want to do is select Insight Tag, and then choose how you want to install your tag. You can install the tag yourself, you can email the tag to a developer, or you can use a tag manager. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to use a tag manager, but if you just want to install the tag yourself, it's actually a very, very easy process. All you need to do is copy this code, so just click right here, and then you need to paste the insight tag right above the closing HTML body tag. If you have a WordPress website, this is actually very easy to do using the head, footer, and post injections plugin. And once you paste the insight tag once, if you have this plugin installed, you never have to worry about changing it or doing anything with it again, as long as LinkedIn doesn't completely change their insight tag. But the way I would recommend doing it is with Google Tag Manager, but if you're using head, footer, and post injections, all you need to do is open up that activate that plugin, and open it up on your WordPress website. If you're not running WordPress, then what you need to do is take that insight tag and make sure you're pasting it before the closing body tag. Otherwise, the other thing that you can do is use Google Tag Manager and paste the Google Tag Manager codes here, and then you can actually install the LinkedIn Insight tag using Google Tag Manager, which I will show you how I did that. So let's come down here to the bottom. If you paste that insight tag right here, and then we come down and we click on Save, that's all you have to do to get the insight tag on your WordPress website. So if you're not using Google Tag Manager, that is one option that you have. However, what we are going to do is use the Google Tag Manager option. So we will completely get rid of all of this, and then I'm going to show you how to install Google Tag Manager. So you need to create a Google Tag Manager account first and foremost. Very easy to do. Go to tagmanager.google.com. Get started. If you already have an existing Google account, you can create a Tag Manager account within a couple minutes. Once you create your Tag Manager account, you need to install Google Tag Manager on your website. They will give you an option as soon as you are done creating your Tag Manager account. If you already have Tag Manager and you want to install it, go to the Admin tab of your Tag Manager account, click on Install Google Tag Manager, and then you need to paste these two pieces of code on your website. The first one as high as possible underneath the opening header tag, and then the other one immediately after the opening body tag. So let's copy our first piece of code here. We're still going to be using the head, footer, and post injections WordPress plugin. You can find this very easily from the WordPress store, or you can just go directly to this URL and download and activate this plugin on your WordPress website. So let's open up the head, footer, and post injections plugin. Once you install it and activate it, you will find it through your settings, and you'll see header and footer. So once we have that, what we want to do is paste that first piece of code right here. So that's going to be underneath our opening header tag on every single page on our website. Next, we need to come back over here to Google Tag Manager, copy this opening body tag, come back over to our website again, and again, we're in head, footer, and post injections, and paste that code here, and paste that code here, select mobile, scroll to the bottom, and click on Save. Once you do that, you will have your Google Tag Manager pixels on your website. To complete your installation, all you need to do is go to your workspace, and then submit your workspace, give it a name, give it a description, and click on Publish. Now, I've already done this, so I already have Google Tag Manager installed on my website, but once you've done that, you now have Google Tag Manager installed on your website. And if you go to tags, you can implement so many different tags using Google Tag Manager. If we just click on tag configuration here, you're going to see Google Analytics, your GA4 configuration. You can set up events. You can use Google Ads conversion tracking. And then even down here, there are so many different tags that you can use for your website. So Google Tag Manager actually makes it very easy to manage and implement tags on your website that it's definitely worth using. And it may seem very difficult to use at first, but using just some of the basic features of Google Tag Manager is actually pretty easy for most website owners. So what we want to do now is we want to install the LinkedIn Insight tag. And this is a little bit trickier, so you can name your tag first. We'll put LinkedIn Insight Tag Example. I already have it installed, so I'm not going to install it twice. But if we click here on Tag Configuration, what you can do here is you want to discover more tag types in the Community Template Gallery. If you just come up here to search and you search LinkedIn, you're going to see the LinkedIn Insight tag. The one that you want is in the Community Template Gallery, and it's the LinkedIn Insight Tag 2.0. So if we come over here to the community template gallery, you just want to do the same exact thing and search LinkedIn. So we have our search up here, and we're going to search LinkedIn, and you'll see LinkedIn conversion, but this is what you want is LinkedIn Insight Tag 2.0, select it, and then add it to your current tags. And then what you can do is when you are choosing your tag types and you search for LinkedIn, you'll see LinkedIn Insight Tag 2.0. We will select this, and now what we need to do is come back over to our LinkedIn account, come back to the Insight tag page, and now instead of installing the tag ourselves, we are going to scroll down and put I will use a tag manager. And what you'll see down here are some of the different tag managers you can use. We're using Google Tag Manager, but all you need is your partner ID. So mine is right here, 104011. We will copy our partner ID, come back over to Google Tag Manager, and paste that partner ID right here. Okay, so now all we need to do is come down to triggering, and we just want to trigger this on every single page. So what we're saying is we want to use Google Tag Manager to install the LinkedIn Insight Tag 2.0 using our partner ID so we can collect information about everyone who's visiting our website, the pages they're visiting, and we want to trigger this on every single page on our website. Click on Save, and then all you need to do is submit your workspace. Give it a name, give it a description, click on Publish. Once you have this published, you are now ready to create your retargeting audiences. So let's come back over here to our LinkedIn Campaign Manager, and we will go to Advertise. And let's just say I want to use a campaign group that I used in the past. So my Google Ads audit for Surfside PPC. So let's just say I'm offering Google Ads audits for free to potential clients. So what I can do is create a new campaign, and most of the other settings around your campaign aren't overly important. You can use your retargeting audiences for all of these different objectives and different ad types. So let's just say, for example, I'm trying to drive leads, so we can use lead generation, we can use website conversions. Let's say I want to send people to my website using a website conversions campaign. We're going to scroll down here, and now what we need to do is set our target audience. So what we want to do is first reset and start over because it may already pull in a target audience that you've used previously. So let's reset and start over and clear all of the targeting criteria. Now let's just say our target audience locations, let's just say I just want to target United States for this campaign. So we'll select United States for our location targeting. So next it's going to be our audience has their profile language set to English. And next what we want to do is narrow our audience further. And under audiences here, you're going to see retargeting. If we click on retargeting, you'll see there's a bunch of different options here, but this specific video, what I really want to focus on is website retargeting. Now, some of the other options that you have, just while we are going over retargeting, is if you choose company page, you can create a company page audience, and you can choose people that have engaged with your organization page or clicked a call to action button in the header of your LinkedIn page. So if you're getting a lot of unique visitors to your company page, I don't really get that many, 162 over a 90-day period, you can then name this audience and target people who are visiting your organization page. Now, a couple other options as far as retargeting. Events, if you already have events that you've created, you can create an event audience, and people who have engaged with any of your events, people who have marked themselves as attending the event. So I don't have any events, so I can't create this audience. So just another option, if you are running events with your business and people are attending the event, you can also target them within your campaigns. Coming back over here to retargeting, lead gen form. So let's just say you're running a lot of lead gen form ads. You can create a lead gen form audience. Anyone who opens your lead gen form includes submits, or only people who have submitted your lead gen form. And you can actually choose specific lead generation forms or specific campaigns that they came from. So just a different way to target people who are engaging with your ads. Now, the next two, pretty self-explanatory. Single image and video is just based on the ads that people have engaged with on your web or on your LinkedIn advertising. If I go to single image, create a single image audience, how did they engage? Any interactions with your ad? People who perform chargeable clicks on your ad. You can choose from specific campaigns or every single campaign that you're running. Video, same exact thing. If we come over here to retargeting, create a video audience and people who have viewed 25%, 50%, 75%, or pretty much your entire video ad. And you can choose this with different days in the past as well. Now let's create a website retargeting audience. So if we come over here to retargeting, we come to website, we want to create a website audience. What we could do is just say all users. And let's just use the 90-day audience. So we'll do all users over the past 90 days. Now, some of the options you have, 30 days in the past, 60 days in the past, 90 days in the past, and 180 days in the past. So the default value here is 90 days, but really if you're trying to reach people that have visited sooner, go with 30. If it's anybody who's visited your website, choose 180 days and it will give you the largest possible audience. Now, a couple different options here. You have match a URL that starts with, equals, or contains. I generally use contains mostly. Sometimes I will use equals if I have one page that's getting a ton of traffic that I really want to retarget people who are visiting that one page. But with contains, what I can do is just type in surfsideppc.com. Every single one of my URLs contains surfsideppc.com. So if I choose that and click on agree and create, that is going to create my all users 90 days audience, and it's going to start building. Now, you're going to see over here your audience is processing. Forecasted results will usually be available within 48 to 72 hours. If your audience is building, it may take a little while for your ads to serve while your audience is building, but once your audience is built, you can target these audiences right now with your campaign. And once your audience is built, they will start seeing your advertisements. So that's one option that we have as far as creating a website retargeting audience. Let's just say, for example, I don't want to target everybody who's visited my website. I want to create a website audience and target people who have visited pages on my website that contain Google ads, pages that are about Google ads. So what we can do is name our audience, and let's just say if I'm offering Google ads audits, so I will name this my Google ads audience, we're just going to go a full 180 days. So if we come down here to when did they engage, what we want to choose is 180 days in the past. And now why we can do this is if somebody's looking up bidding strategies or keyword match types or really anything related to Google ads and they visited my website, that means that they are currently running Google ads. Now, if you're running Google ads within the last 6 months there's a good chance you're still running Google ads. So taking advantage of a free Google ads audit may be in your interest if you're visiting pages that contain, so we're just going to do contain again, and we're going to just do Google ads. So if my URL contains Google ads, that means that anybody who visits a page, so this could include a page, for example, where the URL looks like this. So if the URL says surfsideppc.com/Google ads bid strategies, then this will match this page. Same if it said Google ads keyword match types. So just some different ways that you can actually target people based on the different URLs that they're visiting. And what we can also do is add a new URL rule. And this is it contains Google ads and we can put it contains, and I could do something like Google AdWords just to make sure if I have any pages where I have Google AdWords in the URL, add another or rule. And what we can do is match a URL and just say contains, and we can also do something like Google ads just in case there's no hyphen between the words. Now, the one area where we might have an issue with this is if I have a URL, for example, so if, for example, I have a URL that looks like this, so you're going to see contains, and obviously I have Google ads here as my contains, but if I do have a URL that looks like this URL will not match any of my rules. Now, what you can do is use your own data from Google Analytics 4 and look at some of your top pages by traffic. So if you're getting a lot of traffic to different pages that are relevant to Google ads, but the URL may not work for it, for example, like this Google display ads, you may have something where you do, conversion tracking for Google ads. And just depending on how your URLs are structured, you may have a couple different pages where, even if you do something like Google Performance Max or something and you don't actually have ads in the URL, then this is where you would want to make sure that you're targeting people that are visiting those pages as well. So just make sure that you have all these different contains pages. Use the different or rules, because if you're using an and also, that means that we're matching a URL that contains Google ads and also contains blank. So I could also try to do something, match a URL that contains Google and also contains display. So that's another option that you have. You could do Google with Performance Max, with conversion tracking, if you know you have some very popular pages on your website that people are constantly visiting. The other thing that you can do is if people visit, for example, a Contact Us type page, you could also make sure that anybody who's visiting your Contact Us pages or any other pages that may also be relevant, PPC advertising, or could even be people looking up things about Microsoft advertising because they're probably running Google ads as well. But continue to look at which pages on your website are getting the most traffic and build audiences where people that are visiting those pages are going to be the most likely to be interested in something like a Google Ads audit, since that's what I'm actually doing in this example campaign that I created. So now we name our audience. We have our Google Ads audience, last 180 days. people who have visited some of our URLs that contain Google ads. I would add another OR rule, go through my Google Analytics 4 data, and come up with some different pages that are also very popular. Agree and create. And now the best thing about using these different retargeting audiences is if I have all users over the past 90 days and my Google Ads audience over the past 180 days, for example, what I can do is continuously target these audiences, and they're going to change over time depending on who has visited my pages over the last 180 days, who has visited my website over the last 90 days. So these audiences are automatically going to continue to change depending on who is visiting our website. So that means these audiences stay pretty fresh for the most part. Now, the best thing to do is if you have a ton of website traffic, you're getting a ton of people visiting your Google Ads pages or your Facebook ads pages, whatever it may be, then the larger your audience is, the much better that your LinkedIn ads campaign will actually perform. So it's a little bit more difficult when you have a smaller audience and you're not getting as much traffic. So just some things to keep in mind as you build retargeting audiences. And then the last thing we're going to go over here is if we come back over here to these different audiences that we can build in this audiences section, if you come over here to lookalike and create a lookalike audience, I'm unable right now because I don't have any valid matched audiences. My only all users is still populating and my old all users is just archived. So if you can, should also create lookalike audiences based on your retargeting audiences, because LinkedIn will match a lot of the member interests, traits, skills, basically all the information they have to reach people that are going to be very similar to people that are visiting your website. So hopefully this has all been helpful. You can actually combine multiple retargeting audiences if you want. You can narrow this audience further, or within here, I can do different audiences that I've created. So if I have a Google Ads audience, if I have a Microsoft advertising audience, if I have a PPC ads audience, if I have an SEO audience, maybe I want to put all of them into this big target audience that I'm using, or I could just do everybody who's visited my website over the past 30, 90, whatever it is. So some different options that you have to target people. You can also combine retargeting audiences with other audience attributes. You could say people who have visited my website and also people who are interested in XYZ. And also people who have a certain level of education, who work for a certain company, whatever it may be. You can also combine your retargeting audiences with some of the other audience match types through the LinkedIn advertising platform. So scroll down here. Next, you want to choose your ad format. Keep coming down here. Your placements depend on your ad format and your objective, but usually you'll use LinkedIn and the audience network. Keep scrolling down. Set your budget and schedule. Set your start date and end date. Optimization goal, we're going to use maximum delivery. Choose your conversion tracking, and then what we can do is click on next, create our advertisements, and start targeting people with our retargeting ads, making sure that we're sending them a message that hopefully they convert for whatever product or service we're trying to sell them. So that is LinkedIn ads retargeting. Just keep in mind, the first thing that you need to do is you need to install that LinkedIn Insight tag. So under Analyze, go to the Insight tag, either install it yourself or use a tag manager. I do prefer to use a tag manager. We installed it using Google Tag Manager. Publish your results or publish your workspace from Tag Manager. And then when you're in your LinkedIn Campaign Manager, just go to Advertise. And then what you can start doing is building some of these different audiences through your campaign. And then the other thing you can do is if you come over here to Plan and you go to Audiences, you can actually manage all of your audiences right here. So if you want to create a new audience, you can upload lists here, you can retarget, create some of the different retargeting audiences and your lookalike audiences as well. So maybe easier to create audiences ahead of time, but again, you can still do the same exact thing. You can see the ones that we just created with our Google Ads audience here over the last 180 days and our all users over the last 90 days. And then I've also created one about my company page. So anybody who's visited my company page, you can upload a newsletter. You could target, this was an old all users audience that I created based on my website that has been archived because I didn't target it for years. So if you have any questions about creating retargeting audiences through LinkedIn Campaign Manager or how to target them within campaigns, please leave them in the comment section. Thank you for watching my video today, and make sure you subscribe to the Surfside PPC YouTube channel.